Hey guys, this is Jim, K4YCD, and you're watching FEP Labs Radio. Thanks for stopping by. So today I want to take a look at this little guide. This is an MMDVM HS USB hat from rsync. Full disclosure, rsync sent me this device months ago to do a review video on, which I have already done, and I wanted to do a follow-up video with this device. I had some questions out of that review video, so I want to answer those questions in this video. This device is not technically a hat. I would call it a bridge. This has a CH340 serial chip on it. This takes a USB connection to serial for your computer. So when you plug this in the PC, you get a serial port. I say PC throughout this video. Don't be offended. Windows, Mac, Linux, all the same to me. It works with all of them. The board itself is pretty simple. This is about $25 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below for that. By itself, this doesn't do anything except give you that serial port, but it does connect up a GPIO, a set of GPIO pins, and with what's called an MMDVM board, you can connect it to this, and you can have your own hotspot. Now, the beauty of this is this board sells for around $40 to $60, depending on where you buy it. Again, I'll put a link below on Amazon for some examples. This particular board lets you, and this is in every Pi hotspot. Every Raspberry Pi hotspot in the world has this board or some very, very similar equivalent to it. Most of the no-name hotspots are using this exact board. If you have a Raspberry Pi Zero, it's using this board. What this does is this takes your RF and turns it into digital and back and forth, hence the name MMDVM, Multi-Mode Digital Voice Modem. The board itself will handle any of the digital voice modes, P25, NXDN, D-Star, DMR, Fusion. I think it'll even do POC-SAG, and I believe that you can also hook this up via USB-B cable to a Raspberry Pi and use this with the Raspberry Pi for a hotspot, although that is kind of silly to do it that way and beyond the scope of this video. What I want to talk about today is how to hook this up without a Raspberry Pi. You can't find Raspberry Pis anywhere, and if you do find them, they're very expensive. A Raspberry Pi 4 is going for north of $150 to $200, which is insane. That's a wrong price to pay for a Raspberry Pi. This is way cheaper than even buying a Raspberry Pi by itself. This board, as I said, $40 to $60 on Amazon. This board's about $25 on Amazon from rsync. And when these two boards are mated together, and the GPIO header plugs into the GPIO pins, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. So this will plug in via USB cable to your PC, and I have one over here, and we'll jump to that view in a minute. This uses the CH340 COM driver. That's already installed on my computer. You can download that all over the internet. And the computer sees this as a serial port. With the addition of a piece of free software that we're going to use today called BlueDV, that makes my PC a hotspot. And again, any PC, Windows, Mac, Linux, doesn't matter. The software is available for all three and should work the same on all three. We're going to be looking at the Windows version today because that's what I have. All in, not counting the cost of your PC, this is less than $100 total. And this gets you all the digital voice modes. Now, BlueDV, the software, does not support P25 and NXDN. It only supports the big three, D-Star, DMR, and Fusion. So your mileage may vary with that. This will also, it's not something that has to be powered on all the time. There's no SD card. I didn't have to image an SD card and boot up and configure a Raspberry Pi. I don't have to configure Pi-Star. None of that. I do have one program that I have to configure. As I said, we'll take a look at that. I do have one other note. I have done a video before with BlueDV and the Ambi dongles, and that video is in a link somewhere around here. I'll make sure that it's linked. And that allows you to actually use your PC as the radio. So with the Ambi dongle plugged in your computer and the BlueDV software, your PC becomes your radio. You don't need an HT of any sort. This lets me use any existing digital HT I have, and this and my PC are the hotspot. This replaces a Raspberry Pi, and Pi-Star. Let me reset the computer and we'll take a look at BlueDV. Alright guys, so I've got our device plugged in over in the USB port of this laptop. And let's jump in the config real quick and take a look at that. Let me point out a few things to that. So we go to menu and we go to setup. Oops, turn you off. Menu setup. And it brings up our setup page, which is right here. And let's take a quick wander through this. Okay, here we are in the setup page, and I wanted to point out a few things. The basic setups for this. So your call sign, whatever COM port you're using, this happens to be on COM 4. We can save a log of all the QSOs we do. Depending on your device, you may need to enable DTR. I haven't needed to do that with a USB serial device, so your mileage may vary on that. We could change screen colors and invert the screen and do all sorts of fancy things there. Obviously, we need to enter our frequency. Now, this is popping up some tooltips, some of which make sense and some of which are kind of crazy, but we need our frequency. This is the frequency your HT or whatever digital radio you're using is going to transmit and receive on. This is simplex, so one frequency. Your timeout timer to change modes. If you're only using one mode, this doesn't matter. This is how much power the hotspot is putting out. I've got this at maximum power. That is the hotspot power, not my radio power. My HT that I would use this with is going to be on ultra low power because I'm typically going to be in the same room as this device. Your latitude and longitude, the program works fine without that. This is for Fusion and some other things where it'll tell people where you're located, what language, and then you come into the 3 different modes that it'll do and the setup for those modes. So for each of the modules, it's similar in some ways. You do the basic setup and what talk group or reflector that you want to jump into when you start. You can turn on this Enable at Start button, which means once the program starts and the serial port is active, it will fire up this particular digital mode. For this video, we're just going to look at Fusion, but I do want to walk through these. So this is our DMR setup here. I was going to use Brandmeister with this. I actually turned it off because it shows my Brandmeister password in the clear. The program is a little old because it says the Brandmeister password there, and that's not the case. Now you have to have your own specific password for Brandmeister. And since it shows it in the clear, I didn't want to share that with all of you guys. Love you, but not that much. And then other settings here for TGIF or DMR Plus or whatever DMR settings you want to use. And you have your choice of different DMR networks as well. And of course the settings you need are dependent on what DMR network you're using. Just like D-Star, I can turn this on at start and it'll fire up DMR directly. And then the Fusion settings. So because we're going to be using Fusion for this video, this is what I have turned on. My grid square, and again this is a Fusion thing, that's where the latitude and longitude of my QTH come in. I do want to enable this at start. I want a default reflector on YSF and I pick Toads. This downloads the list that's available off of Pi-Star. I think that's where that comes from. And then this piece over here, unless you're using an Ambi DV dongle, none of this matters at all. This is not going to be configured for using this, any of these 3 modes with this particular little hat assembly that I showed you. So none of this over here on the far right side matters for anything at all. If you use the DV dongle, which I've done a video on before, some of this is required to be set up, and that lets you use the program as your radio. No external radio is required because you're transmitting and receiving on the DV dongle. We're not using that this way with this particular setup that I've showed you. This is this laptop and that dongle, this little guy right here. This is our hotspot, these things, the laptop and our USB dongle. That is our entire hotspot, and we have to use a radio to access that hotspot. And I'm going to use a FT5D for this demo, but that's how that works. And that's basically all the setup until it's saved. And then once we go into it, let me show you one other thing. You can also update all the different databases with D-Star hosts, the DMR ID database. It will download all these DMR master databases and Fusion masters. So you will have access in those drop-down lists that I showed you in the setup to all the different hosts and so on and so forth. It comes with a default set built in, but downloading just takes a few seconds, so go ahead and do that before you actually start using this, and you'll have the most current information. I have not seen a limit. This particular program set up on this computer has the entire DMR database in it worldwide, which is about 230,000 contacts. So while you may not be able to get all those in your radio, you certainly can get them in the program itself. So now once I enable the serial port, it'll show me that we're connected to a MMDVM HS hat with the firmware version. It'll show the frequency we're on. We're not on a DMR master, and we don't have a destination talk group. Those are DMR things. It does show down here the status of our 3 digital modes. So obviously DMR is not connected, D-Star is not connected, and Fusion is, and it's linked to Toads. So that's it. Now if I want to change this, I can come up here where I still have Fusion selected, and then I can scroll through and find any other Fusion or YSF talk group that I might want to connect to. And you can see the list is, it's pretty much all of them. So we're not going to do that. You can also come over here, and if I had the other modes, this would give me the choice of 3 modes, so I could change. So if I had D-Star engaged, for example, I could come up here and click this, and it would give me D-Star and Fusion. And I could go to D-Star and then change reflectors from a drop-down list. When you make a QSO, it will show all the info available from the databases on the screen. Works beautifully. It shows your info as you're keying here on this side, and then it shows the caller's information as he's keying there on his side. That's about it for setup. It's pretty straightforward. It's, I would say, less complicated than WSJTX. We're going to do a QSO here in a second. The last thing I wanted to mention is this runs on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Doesn't matter which one. It's available for all 3 operating systems. It does not require a super high-end computer. This is a $150 Asus laptop. It is 2 times as awesome as the actual crap top itself. Let's jump and see if we can get us a contact on Toads Digital today. KN4YCD calling on Toads Digital. Anybody around?
KN4YCD, this is KQ4ATG. Jonathan.
Jonathan, perfect. Good afternoon, man.
KQ4ATG clear.
Roger, roger. Jonathan, thank you. KN4YCD, I'll be clear. Okay, so there's a QSO. We are literally using the computer and our little dongle as our hotspot. That's all we're using. And again, low-end computer, nothing fancy on this computer. So guys, that's all I've got. Appreciate it. If you would give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. I will have links for all this in the description below. Guys, have a great day. 73.